Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Fae hero deck and guide. If you want to just look at the deck, head on over to the end of the video. That's where we will take a look at the deck more in depth there. So ladies and gentlemen, we have to start off with the reason why you pick Fae. Right now, Fae is just a fantastic meta hero. She deals a lot of damage, she can be bursty, and she has some great control and stuns as well once done. So she is a really good pick, especially if you want to out-harass your enemy mid laner. It is definitely a option to do so. And you can see the very first ability that I just used there on that Wraith is our poke ability, Harvest Nettles. Long range attack of 2,000 units that deals 70 ability damage and goes up quite a bit. Refunds maximum mana cost if it lands on a hero. If it lands on a hero, you refund the mana cost. It's free long range poke and consecutive attacks within 9 seconds do 15% more damage. It's pretty crazy. So what you want to do here is always try to be harassing your enemy mid laner and just try to win your lane. I'm not necessarily harassing him too much right now, just because, as I need to turn down my sensitivity, just because it doesn't deal much damage. What you want to have happen is, especially when you are at hero level 2, when you get that the ability to level 2, then you can really start to do quite a bit. And more experienced players, and maybe if you yourself are more experienced, you can definitely harass more and more, you know, in lane, and you can start being really good harass. But here, like this Wraith here has to be really careful, as you know, if I do get another E, I might be able actually to take him down. But no, we don't have enough mana, and I'm gonna have to go back here, get some mana, keep it going. Now the second ability that you get is your Bramble Patch. It's your Q ability, and it's a line attack. What you do is you set down a line of brambles that actually ends up slowing down heroes a ton. It's really quite powerful. 50% movement speed slow for 0.5 seconds, and it's always kind of ticking off when you when you're doing things. So I'm gonna actually try to confirm the kill here on this rampage, and I definitely will be able to here. And there we go. There's a nice double kill. Always looking at your minimap, trying to always do as much as you can. So your Q ability is fantastic, as it will enable your team here to do quite a bit. And there is one dead enemy carry. Trying to always use that to slow enemy heroes so that they can't get away, they can't get closer to your heroes. And that's what I was trying to do there. I was trying to slow down that Murdoch so that my rampage maybe could have gotten away there, as he definitely did indeed. So as you can see, the burst damage is actually really quite real. A basic attack into a Harvest Nettles is super powerful, and that is what, you know, that's the really good thing about the Fae, is that she can have some burst. Basic attack into Harvest Nettles, basic attack and some other basic attacks. You can definitely be very effective with that. You just need to be accurate. You have to be accurate and just get used to the abilities. The last ability that I definitely recommend getting is your right-click Untamed Growth. It's an AoE attack. You put it down. I can use it here, and it kind of goes off. It's dealing damage, and then it explodes for 50% of the rest of the ability's damage in that area. So you have to kind of be careful with exactly, you know, when you use it, where, place it down. It's very easy for people to kind of get away, right, from that damage. So you just have to be very careful with exactly when you use it. In this early game, I'm going to recommend upgrading your E ability as much as possible. 177 of ability damage, just like that, every few seconds, especially when you can get that consecutive hits going. It's really powerful. Now, as a mid laner, of course, get your river buffs, gank, rotate to lanes, and all that stuff, especially because we're getting Possessed Spryken. A lot of you may not like the fact that I'm getting Possessed Spryken here, but oh boy, it can do a ton of work with that It's fantastic sustain. You can absolutely deal a crap ton, and oh boy, does it work exceptionally well. And there you guys go. I mean, we are full health, full mana for these ganks, almost full mana, especially when we're trying to get down these buffs here. And can I pull off the unfortunately I'm not able to there he is, and unfortunately there. So that was our ultimate fly trap. You saw there, after 0.3 seconds you pull to the center of this gigantic plant that you set down on the ground and stuns an enemy after that for 1 second. So there is a stun after the initial pull, which obviously is very, very powerful. But what you do is you put down your right click, your Untamed Growth, first, as it takes longer for that to go and pop up. And then, sorry, I'm just going to make sure to kill this. Might be able to get the Sevrog, I'm not sure, but I don't have enough mana, so I'm going to have to retreat and simply defend this. So, of course, rotations, you saw there, I was trying to focus down my targets, and that's what the Fae's really good at. With that good amount of burst damage and her ultimate, you can definitely combo her abilities for some great burst damage to take down squishy targets or just grouped up targets. It does work really, really well. One card that's almost mandatory on the Fae is Blitz Rush, and you see me have it in the 3rd slot here. What it does is it enables you to dash forward, or dash actually in any direction that you're moving, that you're pressing, to go that way. So I could dash left, I could dash right, I could dash back. It's really kind of any direction you want, and that provides Fae something that she doesn't have, and that is mobility. She has no mobility. She's very vulnerable. So the little wee dash, you can definitely do quite a bit with that. That is almost mandatory. Another card that's monstrous on the Fae is Invader Mage, just to get that penetration so that all of your abilities really, really work well together and they deal as much damage as possible. It's nuts. So it's really, really nuts. These two cards provide us a fantastic opportunity to go forward, and so you can do a ton of work. Look at this damage. You can see it's unbelievable, and it works very, very well. So there we go. As you can see, with these 3 cards we can do a lot of work, and we're just kind of keeping on going and trying to do our stuff. So in this scenario, I'm going to try to pseudo peel here for my team, but we're going to have to be very safe, and it looks like a fantastic Wraith ultimate gets us out here alive, and that's kind of what you're trying to do here. I'm going to try to slow this Sevrog as much as possible. He bit off too much. He could chew here. He's definitely going to go down. I'm going to confirm the kill there. And I might not be able to box too much here with this Wraith, but I do have my here. I'm going to, and I missed that, so I'm not going to have mana. But look at this sustain going to town. I do pick him off here. I'm going to have to try to focus down the squishy targets, but I'm going to use my Executioner's Dash to get out here. And look at that. I'm going to try to make sure that nicely done. And as you can see, I'm just trying to be on the outskirts here, dealing as much damage as I can. Oh, and fantastic Muriel ultimate there. I'm going to use my ultimate, grab both of these guys, a little bit of stuns. We should be able to go to town here. This Muriel, absolutely fantastic. And look at this. As you can see, we're doing a lot of damage, and the Possessed Bracken is absolutely winning this match, this game for us, as this incredible sustain is phenomenal. We're going to try to maybe keep on keep it on going, but I think we really should be attacking Fangtooth here. I think the 3 of us could take it. And objectives, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of gameplay. See, it's monstrous. One monstrous card that is terribly meta at the moment is Amplification Engineer. Almost a mandatory card. If you look at a lot of caster, high meta player builds, it's monstrous. What happens is on ability cast, what happens is you, in an aura around you, you take 12 enemies take 12% of their current health as damage. It's monstrous. It does a tremendous amount, and with tanky heroes being so meta, it absolutely is crazy. Like, look at 2 abilities here on this Muriel, taking even more. Confirm the kill there, and it's just, it deals so much damage. It is completely monstrous. This Rampage won't be able to do much. This Sevarog, basically, this single card counters this entire Sevarog's theme. In, like, look at this damage on a tanky Sevarog. He just got absolutely obliterated. That is what it's really all about. So gonna be able to finish him off there, and check that out. It's tremendous amount of damage, and it works really well. So that combined with Invader Mage is only going to make this worse, because that is ability damage that they take, meaning that penetration is going to go absolutely very, very well together. It's just, I can't talk more about the great things about Application Engineer and some of that. So you can see here that that this Rampage is going to take tremendous damage as well. I mean, their whole team is retreating, so I'm just going to try to slow him here. And I think I can actually box with him now that I have my mana. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Completely obliterated a Rampage there that had full health. So it's monstrous. It's monstrous. The next card after this is really kind of whatever you need. Plague Lord to counter the Rampage even more, the Sevarog even more. That would work very well as well. And you can deal tremendous damage with Glycerin Dawn. If they have a couple casters, they only have 2, Wraith and Muriel. The Riot Sapper is another great card to remove 40% of their mana. Pretty much instantly, and then deal that amount of mana as damage is phenomenal. There's so many options for the Fae, but this trio of cards right here is really kind of where it's at. So I'm gonna try to get him, but there he is. Unfortunately, not revealed. I think this is gonna close out the game. There is the Wraith. Maybe we can go and get him. And here is the deck, ladies and gentlemen. Tireless Reaper, fantastic option to make sure that your poke doesn't hurt your mana bar too much. Every 10 seconds, your next ability costs 35% less to cast. Has an unfortunate interaction with her Harvest Nettles. No matter if you hit a target or not, Tireless Reaper goes off. So unfortunately, if you hit somebody with your Harvest Nettles, it still gets procced even though it didn't cost any mana. So it not necessarily, is the nicest thing. It just ensures that you take 35% less mana cost every 10 seconds. So it is still a fantastic card. Get it as much as possible. Tower Strider is a unique option. Before you get Possessed Spriken, to use up your mana pool as much as possible, you try to trade with your with the enemy mid laner in the early game, and go back to base to replenish that, and then get 10% move speed while you go through the towers in the mid lane that are very close together. It's just kind of a filler card, to be honest with you. Possessed Spriken, some of you may not like that I'm using it here in this mid lane caster deck, but the thinking is this: if you can use what Possessed Spriken brings to the table and use that sustain and trade with your enemy mid laner, you can snowball and win your lane and rotate more and just kind of snowball so that you win the game through this card alone. If your enemy mid laner gets Possessed Spriken in answer to you, then it's a normal game. So it's kind of like a no-loss scenario if you can utilize what it brings to the table, and that's power, health, and more importantly, that crazy 10 mana health regen. Crazy card. I would get it almost every single time. Blitz Rush, again, fantastic for somebody like the Fae who has no mobility, allowing you to dash in any direction 1,000 units, plus power and attack speed. It's perfect. Invader Mage, it just enables Fae's poke to stick so much more. 13 power, 10 ability armor. The power spike for Invader Mage is nuts. Get it, get it, get it. Finder Playthings is a option for vision. The enemy team had a Wraith. I probably should have gotten it so that if he tries to use his ultimate, I can just boop Finder Playthings, and enemy heroes are revealed for 6 seconds. So it is a great counter card to somebody like Wraith or just vision issues. So Finder Playthings is a great optional card. Glycerin Dawn is hilarious. 21 power is a ton. So this is one of the highest damage cards in the game in terms of just power. But you launch a fireball, dealing 150 plus 15 per hero level ability damage and burning for 200 ability damage over 4 seconds. It's essentially, if used on Fae, it's almost like a hardest hitting ability on Fae that you get in addition to all of her other in addition to her kit. Glycerin Dawn hurts terribly much, so the use of Glycerin Dawn is a combo to just kind of, you know, adds another huge source of damage in Fae's kit. It's nuts. On any caster, it basically adds another hard hitting ability. Riot Sapper is an interesting card if they have 2 or even 3 casters. Usually 3. I like to get Riot Sapper as remove 40% of current mana from nearby enemy heroes, dealing ability damage equal to mana removed. 40% off of a caster of 1,000. That is 400 ability damage, which is insane. Power ability armor is a great card. Don't hesitate to pick this up. Nameless Curse is a interesting option if you want some damage to stick on a particular target and take them out of the fight. Nameless Curse is that card. Power, mana regen, perfect, but deal 80 damage per second to enemy target for 14 seconds. It ends up being however much damage it is, 900, 1,000, 1,100, whatever that is. It's a lot of damage, and it just ticks away. And you know what? Use that on a particular target to maybe confirm a kill or get somebody out from the fight, which is usually the best way to use it. It's really, really powerful. Amplification Engineer, almost mandatory. You go straight for Amplification Engineer, which Blitz Rush curves right nicely into, as you get 2 agility for it. It's just monstrous. You saw I could melt that Rampage. The Severog hurt so much from it, especially because you can use Harvest Nettle so much. 12% of current health of nearby enemy heroes is gone, dealt as ability damage like that. So it's crazy, crazy, crazy. Get it as much as possible, especially in today's meta. Very powerful. Plague Lord would have been the card that I got last. That is my third card. Plague Lord Mauling, 10 power, maximum health, maximum mana. Enemy heroes are affected by blight, so healing is reduced, especially with that rampage ultimate, and a move speed slow aura, 10% move speed debuff to nearby enemy heroes. You can run away from melee heroes, all easy. So it's really, really powerful. Plus it slows down enemy heroes around you so that they can't get your allies as well. It's really strong. Plague Lord, Amplification Engineer, and Possessed Sprykin would be the final deck. Vitality, Healing Towers, so you can push that early game advantage. Onslaught to reduce a cooldown on your ultimate, which is so good, and all the rest of your abilities. Deadly Mana, so you never run into mana issues, which feeds into Amplification Engineer because you just use all your abilities all the time. Mana Fountain, you never run out of mana. Spell Shield, so you can block really key stuns to get you out of position, or key abilities, stuff like that. Really is the most powerful there. And overpowered spells deal 20% bonus damage and cost additional 30 mana, but we don't care because Deadly Mana and Mana Fountain, really, really strong. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the Fae and this guide. Patreon allows creators to offer their fans a way of supporting them and what they do. With flexible and painless payment options, anyone can support their creator for as little as $1 a month. If you would like to help me do what I love, check out the link in the video description to learn more. Please like this video, like it, dislike it, share it with the community. Of course, guys, subscribe if you guys like this content, especially if you found it useful. Please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. Check the video description for links to my website, merchandise store, and Amazon affiliate link, as well as all my social media right here. Huge shout out to my Patreon supporters, Twitch subscribers, and YouTube sponsors going out of the way to make these videos possible. Please, until next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.